Hello friends, and welcome to Cat Scratch Kitchen. If you've ever checked the label on a jar of Rao's pizza sauce, you know the secret. No junk, no paste, and most importantly, no added sugar, just pure deliciousness. Today I'll show you the secret to that great taste. We're making a Copycat Rao's pizza sauce that is so rich and so authentic that your Friday night pizza just got an all-access VIP upgrade. So grab your apron and let's cook up this masterpiece. Okay, to begin we need two 28-ounce cans of San Marzano tomatoes. Now, that's to be absolutely authentic. If you can't find those or those are too pricey, any really good Italian tomato that you like works great. And we're going to strain those so that we get off most of the juice. Now these are partially crushed, so there's not going to be an awful lot of juice. It's mostly going to be tomato puree here, and that's what we're going to do with about 3 cups of it, is make it into a puree. There's not a whole lot of juice in there. I think you can probably see. I could let it sit here and drain longer, but I don't think it's necessary. Okay, I'm going to put my tomatoes in a separate bowl away from the liquid. If you have enough juice, you want to put about 1.5 cups of it in your tomatoes. I only probably have maybe 1 cup here. I'm going to leave that because I don't think I really need it. Now I'm going to take my food processor or a blender, and I'm going to put 3 cups of my tomatoes in the food processor and blend them up until they're a puree. Now my tomatoes were supposed to be crushed, but they're pretty whole, so as I cook it, I'm going to be breaking up the ones that aren't made into a puree so that they're smaller chunks. Now you can see it's all in a puree now, all liquid. That's what we want. And now we're going to add this back into our bowl with our other tomatoes. I'm just chopping up any tomatoes that were left in there before. They're going to break up a little bit as they cook anyway, but I don't want whole tomatoes floating around in there. Now we'll use our blender. You can use this bowl just like it was. Don't have to clean it out. Okay, you need 2/3 cup of a finely minced onion, and that's about half of a large white onion. And to get it really finely minced, I'm going to run it through the food processor. Then I'm sure to have it really finely minced. I'm just going to cut the root off and cut it in chunks. Just like that. And then I need 1/4 cup of finely minced carrots. This is the secret ingredient to Rao's pizza sauce, not using sugar. They use the sweetness of carrots. And 1/4 cup is about half of a regular carrot. I've got 2 small pieces here, so about 1/2 cup. I'm going to chunk it up and put it in the food processor as well. Okay. I'm going to process these until they're in a nice fine mince. It's an easy way to do it. Scrape it down just a little bit. And you can see now we've got as fine a mince as you could want. And it's really easy to do it that way instead of trying to chop something that fine or run it through a mincer. Okay, now we're going to move to our stovetop, and I've got at least a 3-quart size pan here. I have a bigger one than that, and I'm going to be adding 1/4 cup of olive oil. Now that our oil is hot, we're going to add our minced up carrots and onions, and I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of just a jarred minced garlic. Now we're going to cook this for about 3 minutes, just until it's really nice and aromatic. but we want to make sure that our onions and our garlic don't brown. Okay, it's smelling good now. We want to add our tomatoes. I'm going to add 1 1/4 teaspoons of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of ground black pepper, and 1/2 teaspoon of dried oregano, and about 2 good tablespoons of fresh basil. Give it a good stir. And now we're going to let it simmer for about 30 minutes until it's a little bit thicker and all the flavors have melded together. Now this is going to give you 32 ounces of pizza sauce. The Rayo's pizza sauce comes in about a 13.5, 13.6 ounce jar, and it's about $5 a jar. So this is going to be equivalent to about 3 jars of Rayo's. And so you can put it in jars and save it in the refrigerator for at least a month, or you can actually freeze it for longer than that, probably 6 months or more. Okay, I have one of our freezer pizza crusts here. I'll put a link in the description for the crust. They're so nice and handy to have on hand in the freezer, and they work just great. And then just add whatever you want for your pizza. We're going to do cheese and mushroom tonight. And always more cheese, never enough cheese. Now into the oven, and you're ready for a great pizza.